Alright, so what's the basic idea of this shoot? I want to make it festive, so I want to make it evil elf messing up Santa. Okay, so basic idea for this shoot, I was thinking just have like an elf throwing shivs at a picture of Santa. Maybe on a dartboard I can find one in time. If not, that's fine. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through how I think this should play out. So I kind of want just, standard image first of the elf, just so you know who he is. Next one is the elf throwing the candy shiv, and you can just kind of see the shiv at the end of the picture. Third one is side view of the shiv, and you're seeing it in motion. Fourth one is back end of the shiv in focus, while the rest is out of focus. But we also want to see the Polaroid picture, but it's going to be blurry. Fifth one is going to be straight up just a picture of Santa on the Polaroid, on the tree, with candy canes in it. So yeah, next thing is just to make the Polaroid picture, and then we're ready to go. So you're going to need tripod, 50mm lens, fishing wire, elfish shoes, Santa hat, candy cane, a blade, lighter, the Polaroid picture. Okay, this bit was pretty simple. Literally just got into the costume and just stood in the camera and did some poses of what I wanted to do. When it came to having the candy canes in front of the camera, literally all we did, get that fishing wire, cut it to the right length so we're not in frame, and then tie it to the candy cane and dangle it in front like it's floating. When it came to the fourth and fifth picture, we did them in reverse because we wanted to know where the candy canes will be on the tree. So I did the fifth one first. So when it came to the fourth picture, we know where the placements would be of each of the other candy canes. Right, so we're here at the laptop now, so what we're going to do is open Photoshop and start the editing process. Alright, so we're just going to start off with the basic editing of the raw footage. Now, depending on your surroundings at the time of your shoot, you'll change up the scales different to what I've got. Right here I've upped the exposure, the contrast, the clarity, the vibrancy and saturation. Really want these edits to be quite full of colour, that's why I've done all this. And I'm kind of just taking it down some of the whites because it was a bit bright on the day. Kind of washed out a bit. Obviously, depending on what the situation of your environment at the time, you can change it up. Okay, so now you have your basic image set. Start a bit of manipulation. So when I first set up the shot, I did like the space between the two bushes. Now not so much. So I'm just going to cover it up by basically just copying the layer, then using the mask to remove all the aspects that I don't want, and take away everything except for the one bush on the left. Okay, so what I'm going to do for the first two photos is I'm going to change up the colour of the shirt, just make it look a bit more elfish. Right now it's red, it's more Santa-ish. Make it green, makes it seem a bit more traditional elf. Easy way to do this, probably are other easier ways, but the way I did it, pretty simple. I used a hue filter. Simply just copy the original file, link the hue filter to the layer you want to make green by pressing this button here. Once it's the colour that you want, create a layer mask and use the black brush to remove everything but the green clothing. And just remember to, when you are removing the background, you want to make sure you've selected the layer mask, not the actual image. Alright, so let's drop in the candy cane. What I also want to do is just select the candy cane, just so you're not messing with everything else in the frame. I'm going to put a layer mask on it, then cover up all the areas like you did with the previous ones, just the areas you don't want, just so you're left with the candy cane. What you also want to do is sharpen the candy cane. Easy way to do this again. There might be other ways of doing it, more better ways, whatever. This is the easiest way, pretty simple. What I found anyway. You want to use the liquify tool. But literally I'm just going to stretch out the bottom of the candy cane until we get a tip. I took a lot of tries because it's quite difficult. Just get the shape I wanted and just to make it look realistic. The next one as well, as that's a face on one, you know, it's all in detail. Also when you're sharpening this one, you kind of want to remember the colours that were on the tip of the candy cane. If there's no red in the previous one, you don't want to have red in the next one because it wouldn't make sense. As you can see in my one, there's a little bit of a red line in it on the top. Try to do that again on this one. Between your images, you want there to be some consistency, and this is probably one of the ways you can do it. So yeah, the next one's probably the easiest. So once you pick out your main image that you want to bring in all the elements of the background that you'll see. They'll be blurry, but you can't use, again, the whole thing of consistency. But when someone sees your fifth image, they can see the same thing in your fourth. So it might be better if you do the fifth one first, just so you know what kind of design you want. But just again, just for context in this video, I'm gonna do fourth one first. So again, yeah, what we're gonna do is just put all the candy canes where you want them. And also, if they're in different directions, make sure you mimic that in this one. So here's the last one. Just remember to put the elements they've dragged in the same place, like I was just saying. Maybe just do up a bit of the colour, just get a bit of vibrancy on that Santa suit. Alright, so once you've basically got all your images done, what you want to do is you want to go back to your second, third image and just put a bit of motion blur onto the candy cane. Because again, you want it to look dynamic, you want it to look like it's moving, you don't want anything boring. So again, what you can do is you're going to go to each of them, you're going to basically select the candy cane by itself, head over to filter, blur, then motion blur. Depending on the actual image that you've got, your angle will be different. Here I've got a simple angle of 5, not too much, not too less. Also, the main thing is your distance. Obviously it's a throw and you're pretending you've captured it on camera, so it's not going to be heading down super fast and it's not going to be super slow. You'll find just something that looks realistic. Again, you would probably just play with the dial a little bit, see what's best for you. Remember, you want to do that for shot 2 and 3. Alright, so now you're basically done with all of your edits. Now what I do is just go through all of them and just put one filter over all of them, just to make them look all nice and uniform. The way I did it, you just went to adjustments, gradient map, pick 2 colours. Here I'm just going for a preset one, and it's just violet and orange. I'm going to change it depending where your environment is, because this might not work for every environment. I just feel like it works with this one. Change the layer style to lighten, and I've lowered the opacity down to 70, just so it's not so in your face and out there. It kind of just blends in naturally. And again, you just copy that to all of your files, and that's it, you're pretty much done. Alright, so you want to select the images you've just edited, make sure they're in order, and also make sure you select fit to screen, I guess it is, just this little thing on the left. Just make sure your whole picture's in that you've edited and all the editing just didn't go to waste. So yeah, select that. Right, so here now it comes to, like, if you want to add to a gradient or something, or just like a filter, I guess. I mean, I could. There's one there, there's one there. Thing is, because we put our own gradient filter on it, there's not really a need to. So I'm gonna click next. Just thinking something, you know, fun, something quirky, something festive. So when Santa underpays, gives you less hours, makes you right, so that's funny enough. Just a little bit of context to the post, I guess. You know, it just tells people a little bit, gives it a bit of personality outside of the joke. And yeah, now we just want to put in some hashtags, just get it out there, let other people see it, other than people you already know, people who are searching up things. You know, to make it a bit relevant as well. So you can put stuff like Elf, Santa, festive, Christmas, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff in there. Put to Facebook as well, and there we go, it's done. Let's go to the page as well. There we go, it's up there, it's on, it's all nice, it's all there, and there we go, there we go. Now you've seen how I just made a post. For things like this, it takes a bit of time to think of, but I mean, I think it's worth it, you know, pretty fun to do. Couple laughs, couple goofs, couple gaffs. Right, that's it.